We've got cricketers playing in Sri Lanka. The same Sri Lanka is in complete collapse, and no country or organisation is willing to sell fuel to this debt-ridden outfit. As I've told you, Sri Lanka is run by the Rajapaksa family. One of them's president. The brother was, until a month ago, Prime Minister and Finance Minister, but his son is still the Youth and Sports Minister. His lawyer is the Justice Minister. The President himself is the Defence Minister. The eldest brother is the Irrigation Minister. The nephew is the Agriculture Minister. The Rajapaksas have rorted the country. As I said last week, why the hell would we be giving $50 million in aid to a country whose government is riddled with corruption and nepotism? Around the cricket ground are a stack of empty gas bottles. Sri Lankans have assembled the bottles to demonstrate the extreme shortage of basic goods following the economic collapse. The government has banned the sale of fuel to private vehicles. There's an incongruity here. Cricket teams, broadcasters and tourists, on the one hand, looking at the sight of luxury in a country which is on its knees because democracy is dead. Economic and political chaos in Sri Lanka. The Prime Minister, Mahinda Rajapaksa, resigned a month ago, replaced by a permanent and divisive figure in the Sri Lanka, well, he's been in Sri Lankan politics forever, Ranil Wickremesinghe. Now, in a speech to Parliament last Wednesday, Wickremesinghe said that the state-owned Ceylon Petroleum Corporation was US $700 million in debt, which prompts the question, who's been ripping it off? Wickremesinghe told the Parliament, as a result, no country or organisation in the world is willing to provide fuel to us, fuel to Sri Lanka. Can you believe it? But there's now a 4-day working week for public servants to allow them time, cop this, to grow their own food crops, presumably starve in the meantime. The World Food Programme has issued a dire warning about Sri Lanka that nearly 5 million of its citizens, 22% of the population, are food insecure and in need of help. So where's all the money gone? India has already provided over US $4 billion in emergency loans and is now saying no more. Of course, this makes a crippled Sri Lanka ripe for Chinese intervention. But Sri Lanka already owes over US $7 billion to the Bank of China and the China Development Bank. That debt accrued under the Rajapaksas, which I suppose is why one of the brothers continues to hang on to the presidency. My point is this. Our Prime Minister is saying that the atrocities in Ukraine have united the democratic world. Now, with hubris in full cry, he told NATO after the attack on civilians in Kremenchuk, quote, "It's one of the reasons why I'm here at NATO. The world looks at what's going on and collectively condemns it." Well, that's true, Prime Minister. But the reality is the democratic world has been found wanting in its response to the invasion of Ukraine. It's silent at the treatment of the democratically elected Aung San Suu Kyi in Myanmar and gives $50 million, we do, to a Sri Lanka that's absolutely broke because democracy is dead and corruption is alive. So all this rubbing shoulders with NATO leaders and talking to the OECD in Paris is unfortunately nothing more than ego tripping. The talk is cheap. Action is completely absent.